Okay, let's see what the final trading day of the week looks like on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. And we're going downtown to the trading floor. Temple Ashaju, Channels Television business correspondent, is live to us at this time. Temple, welcome to the program. Let's get a sense of today's trading day. It's been a very interesting week. Some cherry picking, investors looking for bargain hunting. Some think it's time to take profit. Well, of course, we're in the final quarter of the year. So what do we have on the trading, the ticker tape as we wrap up the market in about 40 minutes from now?
Thank you, Boson. Currently, it's a bit of a mixed grill. We've seen positive movements in terms of share prices of some companies right now, but quite a number of them have also experienced some kind of declines. The market is basically down in terms of index now, some 0.16% to 32,373.10 after investors exchanged 128 million units of shares for just 1.20 billion naira. That's what has been done so far. We've seen some decline in the share price of FCMB. Of course, it looks like it's time for some investors to take some profit off that company. Some 40.99 million units of shares have been traded for a value of 70 billion naira. And in terms of gainers, we're seeing gains in the consumer goods names. One of the key drivers as we speak is Nigerian breweries, which has risen some 1.73%. Air service as well as Dangote flour are also currently doing some positive outing in the markets as we speak. But when you look at the other side of the market breadth, that's where you have losers, the laggards. Currently, Zenith Bank is leading with some 1.79%. GT Bank is also down some 0.95%. You also have FBN Holdings dipping as we speak right now. Boson.
Okay, so Barry, any last minute movement to this north or the south? How are we sitting pretty for the week? We've seen a very interesting first week of October, and it doesn't look like anything significant is changing from where we finished off in September.
Yeah, I think basically traders are just waiting for the third quarter earnings now to start trickling in. Any moment from now, some of the quoted companies should start releasing those numbers. However, the lull we are seeing today in the markets is as a result of the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers conference, a two-day conference that is ongoing here in Lagos, with focus on exploring the Nigerian economy, capital market in view specifically, but exploring the next frontier for growth in this system. We've seen that discussions caught around cut across the political tensions that we are seeing in the system post 2019 general elections in terms of policies, what brokers want to happen to the market. We know that one of the key areas of discussion is or key concern now to stockbrokers include the need for a board and at the Securities and Exchange Commission, so we can have enabling capital market policies that will strengthen capital market development and help investors to have firm confidence in this market, something basically to boost the investors' confidence in the market. That's the kind of discussion that we've been told going on right now at the conference. You know, earlier on we were supposed to have one of the guests on the show, that's Rotimi Fakayejo. He turned out to be moderating one of the sessions there. So you're having a bit of patriotism on the side of traders, on the side of dealers, going to this conference to talk about burning issues that will help the markets to develop, because somehow, one way or the other, it is political season. We're seeing electioneering exercises playing out, and that seems to be having very heavy impact on the market. So this conference offers a platform for them to dialogue with policymakers to be able to address some of these concerns in terms of utterances that politicians make, their actions and inactions as to how it impacts the sentiment of foreign investors in the market. Bosun.
Yes, Temple, thank you very much. Yes, this is the political season, and you've got to factor in politics in whatever you do. Thank you very much. Lay back for the weekend, Temple. We'll see you next week. Let's get on to talk about other stories making the headlines. A body comprising of bankers and exchange bureaus have been set up by the Sudanese Central Bank to decide the daily currency exchange rate of the country. According to the Central Bank Governor Mohamed Kar Al-Zuber, the Sudanese pound is likely to lose value against the dollar at the outset, but will later stabilize. The new exchange body will also set purchase price of gold to counter smuggling, according to the Central Bank chief. So a plan to develop a $2.8 billion railway and port to ferry coded Mozambique may collapse because miners are balking, says the project organizer. The managing director of the Thai Mozambique Logistica, Jose Fonseca, explains that failing to get a project started would deprive the country of a source of revenue as it develops world-class natural gas deposits and struggle to get donor support after disclosing previously hidden debts. The company needs to secure financing next year in order to meet a deadline for the first trains to start operations, as coal is Mozambique's biggest export. So an International Monetary Fund has reached an agreement with the government of Cote d'Ivoire on the fourth review of its three-year economic and financial program. The report indicates that the economy exhibited resilience after the internal and external shocks of 2007 and projects strong economic performance for the West African country by the end of the year into 2019. The IMF mission also agreed on fiscal policy measures that will enable the projected fiscal deficit to slow down to 3.3% of the GDP next year to comply with the West African Economic and Monetary Union's threshold. Cote d'Ivoire's fiscal budget deficit is expected to be contained at 4% of the GDP this year, in line with the program target. Okay, let's check in with the oil market, shall we? Oil prices rose on Friday as traders anticipating a tighter market due to U.S. sanctions against Iran's crude exports, which is set to start next month. International Brent crude prices was selling at $4.98 per barrel, about 40 cents higher from their last close. The U.S. WTI crude futures were up 47 cents. The gains helped claw back some of the losses from the previous session due to rising U.S. inventories after Saudi Arabia and Russia says they will raise output. And finally, let's check in with the solid metals, gold, or what we call the bullion, and the steady prices. On Friday, investors remained cautious after U.S. Treasury yields hit multi-year peaks on expectations that stronger monthly employment data that's due out today could boost the Federal Reserve's case for a tighter monetary policy. A Reuters survey showed economists on average expecting a rise of 185,000 in September after a jump of 210,000 in the non-farm payroll in the month of August. Spot gold was down 0.1%, $1,194.41 an ounce, and gained 0.6% for the week ending today. U.S. gold futures were up 0.1% at $1,202.03 an ounce. Among other precious metals, spot silver was up 0.2%. Palladium was 0.1% lower, and platinum was down 0.1%. And that's about a wrap of the markets. Whatever you're doing on stock, commodities, or debt, have a great weekend, everyone. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.